There we go. Alright, let me start playing the music.
Settings of the video on YouTube.
Oh boy.
Looks like we are live.
It's still processing for me. It looks like we are live now.
Okay.
Might as well get some music on my end as well.
Hello there,
Sounds
Venom.
good.
Hello, Sakudere.
Hello.
And I see a lot of
I have
already
both of
popped into the
y'all
chat.
streams up, so I can look at both chat.
And there is a Benchu, and I got boobs.
Hello.
Benchu, would you like to
Damn.
fry while I'm in this lightning mode? Just
I've
kidding.
been bonkled. Can't believe.
I can't believe it on this.
Can't believe it. Been
I
bonkled.
agree. There we go. I turned on the music on my end.
Okay, and
Wait.
Firestar, you got booped by Cookie now.
Ah!
Bruh.
Alright, so looks like they already got some viewers here on my side. Let's go ahead and get started. How's it going there, Soldiers and Guardians? This is Sarah Peace here, and I'm with...
Hello.
Chris it. It was Chris here from Chaos of the Protectors. Hello.
Hello. And we also have...
Greetings, everybody. Eclipse Darkling Co. here, and welcome to another stream. I'm very happy and excited to be here.
Yes. If you guys can't tell from the title, or if you're unable to read, this is a Mobifall AMA live stream. So pretty much both me and Chris, we both have challenges set up to where if anyone donates $20 over to us, we would be able to have a Mobifall AMA with Firestar. Since we both had hit the goals of $20, we turned this into a Streamception. And we also have Firestar, aka Eclipse, Darkling, and Co. here, to be able to answer any questions in what you may have in regards to the Mobifall universe. And for those who, for some strange reason, can't understand what an AMA is, it stands for Ask Me Anything. So, feel free to ask anything, as long as there's within reason, about the Mobifall universe to the Firestar. However, since this is an AMA, please keep all questions focused on the Mobifall universe. If, however, if for any reason we do end up skipping any of your questions, please, and I repeat, please, do not complain in either chat. Otherwise, mods, you have rights to time them out.
Yep.
And one thing I'll explain too is because I'm going to be out of character for this, there are some questions about certain characters I will actually be able to answer on this that on other streams I would not be able to answer due to me being a character. So if there is questions, say per se like Silver or Blaze, Tails, or other characters, etc., or things that could be possibly in the future and not be revealed now, you are more than free to ask. Even characters that you're possibly curious about, as much as like let's say Genesis, or even possible things about the Apocalypse, or past events that characters have talked about but have never shown, feel free to ask any of those questions, and I'll actually be able to answer them since I'll be out of character, and I don't have to worry about keeping my consistency of being in character for that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
And I got my stream on my phone so I can make sure to look out.
And then also just to clarify on a few things here as well. So pretty much if you've seen some characters on my channel, or Chris's channel, or even on Speedy Blue's channel as of recent, pretty much Mobifall characters include Mobifall Sonic, aka Maurice, aka the Sonic that has the eye patch on. There's also Rifle, aka the deformed Shadow that Team Unison had to deal with. And then also plus there's also the Mobifall version of Eclipse, aka my OC son.
As well as the Eclipse and Team Unison.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And also
poor Relic. He's getting tortured by Sentinel.
Oh. all I can say is damn. And also plus on top of it too, remember those solstice crystals that Shadina and Team Unison have been collecting? that's involved with the Mobifall world. So yeet.
Yep, the solstice crystals are not part of the soul dimension. They are not part of any other universe. They are only part of the Mobifall timeline and the Mobifall timeline alone.
Mm-hmm.
They have nothing to do with any of the other timelines, actually. They are a completely original concept that was created by me, and I've been kind of developing for over a year now. Almost 2, actually. In fact, I actually, first there was only 3 before Relic came around, and he decided, hey, we should probably make a 4th one, just so that we have all the times of the day.
Ta-da! Alright, but yeah. Go ahead and start asking some questions, guys, if anything that pops into your brains. And
also,
go ahead.
I was gonna suggest anything really into the Mobifall lore, if that's fine for your for future stuff that you have planned. Firestar would have to be a donation.
Yes.
Well, it depends on the character. It depends on
future stuff, for future stuff you plan on doing.
Well, I may be able to explain some stuff of the characters per se, but I don't think I would explain exactly what's going on in the lore for future stuff. I will not explain the arcs that I do have planned, but I can explain a little bit about the character.
Oh, hey, we got a question here.
Only if it's canon characters, though. I'm not going to talk about the OCs yet.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So, all right. So, question from Dark Knight Jester: what caused the apocalypse in Mobifall, and where can I find it? Wait, what?
So let me explain. There is technically 2 apocalypses that have happened. However, Brace has only been around for the first one, as well as the rest of the Smashpocalypse gang. So, to explain on that one, there were 2 apocalypses that happened. The Emissary and World of Light. World of Light was caused by Darkon, Galeem, and Taboo. Meanwhile, Emissary was caused by Taboo and the Master Core. The Emissary was Yoshiro, Jules, and all of the either ancestors or predecessors of the characters that are in World of Light. So, the apocalypse that happened in World of Light, being with Sonic, Yoshi, Kirby, and all of them, are the ones who were from that one. You can't exactly find the apocalypse, as it has already ended. I would have used the characters before the apocalypse ended, but then I wouldn't have been able to use AK or some of the other characters that are well loved and known today. Because that would have taken a lot more time, and I wanted to use some of those characters. And I thought about, I'll just do a past series on the apocalypse, because it'll be more fun that way. So, when it comes to the apocalypse, World of Light was basically the World of Light that you see in Smash Bros. Is child's play compared to what happened to the people in Mobifall. Instead of almost everyone dying except Kirby, a large majority of the roster actually survived because they tried to fight off Darkon and Galeem. However, they lost the first bout, but survived it. However, after years of them training and constantly going on, basically after years of training, fighting, and surviving, and fighting off dark clones of other people, they were actually able to finally bring themselves over to fighting Darkon and Galeem again and defeat them. Taboo, however, is still alive and out there, but that's a future plan for another day.
And also got another question here from Natalie. To Firestar, how did you get the idea of creating Mobifall?
That is actually a pretty interesting and funny question. It all started a long time ago. But the one thing I'm going to state here is there's two stories behind that. A long time ago, I used to wanted to make my own world and own game. So, I decided to do that. And I first started off with Minecraft. My first building blocks actually being Herobrine, believe it or not. However, as time went on, I started getting attached to other franchises and other things, and built up more on that as well. One day, me and my girlfriend were planning out games and we're planning out a roleplay. And she ended up thinking, hey, why don't we do a Smash Bros. Roleplay? But Apocalypse-like, because I've been wanting to do something like that, kind of use my version of Yoshi again. And that's what kind of started the whole building block to the whole Sonic division. Because the first thing I told my girlfriend is, Sonic is mine. And there was nothing she could do to change my mind on it. And thus I played Sonic in that roleplay, and that's how the whole building block for the Sonic part of Mobifall came to be. The original name of Mobifall was actually Shadowcraft. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay. Question from the Cookie Jar. She asks, "Who is the most fleshed out Mobifall character so far?"
To be honest, I think the most fleshed out Mobifall character, if we're going in the Sonic division of things, would be Sonic himself. And I know that sounds kind of basic bitch, but the reason behind that is Sonic was the first one I ever did development on in that division. The second one, believe it or not, would be Rouge. Rouge and Sonic are the two most developed in the Sonic division for that universe. And if it comes to other franchises, it would have to be Herobrine. And if it were to come to the stuff that isn't any franchise related, it would have to be Eclipse. The first ever character I ever created.
Alright, got a question from Venom here. Why does Rifle hate to be called Shadow?
Well, this one is going to be a sad and interesting story here. So, it's a long story, so you guys might want to sit down, possibly have some popcorn, have a drink, maybe. I don't know. Alright. So, this all comes down to Shadow's backstory. So, let's find a good way to put this. You know how Shadow, when the whole invasion with GUN happened, he was sent down to Earth, and then was put to sleep after a while. Alright, so you know how when he fell down to Earth, he was put into a cryogenic state. Rifle doesn't so lucky. When he first landed on Earth, he landed in the middle of Spiral Hill Village, which caused a lot of the people in that village to be very confused and nervous, because they had no idea who this person was, and they just saw this random dude fall from the sky. Concerned and worried about the dude, they called GUN. See if he was okay, and to see if they can help him. Of course, they had no idea that GUN was the one that invaded his place. So when GUN took him in, they, oh boy, how do I just... Alright. When GUN took him in, they did experiments on this dude for 5 years. And not gentle little experiments. Imagine every single worst kind of experiment you can do to a person that would be told that would be said that it would be immoral to do to a human being. They did on them. Most of the stuff that they would usually do on rats, they did on him. All kinds of stuff. Actually, Rifle is probably the most traumatized character I have. Believe it or not. He has been crippled by GU, and he got his ability to be immune to bullets taken away from him from like a lot of chemical experiments they did. He's been emotionally, mentally, and physically tortured, and has even had like some experiments that I can't say on here done to him because of trigger warnings. Like, every experiment that has been done in, like, past world wars, or even, like, experiments that have been done now that people say are immoral, have been done to him. And that's all just because he was able to take it. Because of how he was built. And they would refer to him as Shadow. So, the reason Rifle doesn't like being is because of his trauma. Hence why he's the one who actually purposely changed his name to something that was a bit more comforting. So that he didn't have to be constantly reminded of all the stuff that has happened to him. By just the pure mention of his original name. Project Shadow.
Damn.
Also, there was a question on my end from Speedy Boo fan and Tilted Sonic Pills fan. Long name.
Oh.
Yeah, they said, how long have you been acting?
I have been acting for, I think, 3-4 years now. However, I've been doing text roleplay for a lot longer. Probably around like 2015 is when I started doing actual character writing and text roleplay. But actual voice acting and acting would have to be 4 years. Because I didn't have the, so that's why I didn't have the stuff to be able to actually act until then. Also, I didn't have people that I knew that acting, so. Until recently, so. And that's how I met all these amazing people that I honestly would not trade the world for.
Okay, we got a question here from Nakia here. Back to more origins, but this time she asked to Firestar, what is Maurice's origin or backstory?
Oh boy. Okay, let's see. What's a good old... Let's see. Good way I can start off. Well, alright. We'll go from a little bit at the beginning. We'll go from the sweet and then go to the more sad after. So, Maurice is obviously Ogilvy, Fernegate, Sonic the Hedgehog. Or, okay, let me fix that because I messed up his name. Ogilvy, Fernegate, Maurice the Hedgehog. The son of King Jules and Queen Athena. He is also one of the very few people of his, he's the only child who got Jules' powers. At the age of it, he was loved and raised by his parents, and they cared about him a lot till the age of 3. At the age of 3, one day his parents went missing because they had gotten kidnapped by the doctor in their sleep and got roboticized. However, the robot that was carrying him and his siblings had gotten shot down and dropped all 3 of them. Thankfully, due to them having an immunity to having a fall damage immunity, they were able to survive the fall, but got separated. Sonic ended up growing up a large majority of his life, like the first year of his life as a street rat. So, after a little while, he ended up being found by a certain pair of Yoshis. And the way he was found by them was, so small little Sonic over here was hungry and he wanted food and he couldn't find any food anywhere. So, what else but better to do but to try and steal food from a Taco Bell? So, he went off to try and steal food from a Taco Bell and ended up getting found by Maza and Yoshiro. Maza ended up stopping this little guy from stealing the food and kind of slightly told him off for it. Like, don't you know better than to steal food? Where are your parents? Didn't your parents raise you better than that? And the first thing this kid responded with is, what are parents? So, Maza, not sure if he was just saying that to get out of this situation, or if he genuinely didn't know what they were, ended up kind of taking this kid in and finding missing posters. After a while of no results or no answers, she ended up taking this kid under her wing alongside with Yoshiro. They ended up raising them as their own son, alongside Yoshi. Thus, how those two are brothers. Now, we get to the sad part. One day, during a Smash Bros. Tournament. Sonic had always wanted to be in Smash Bros. And he loved being in the tournaments. He started at the age of 3 and he enjoyed and had fun with them ever since. However, this was going to be the ultimate tournament. He was 17 at the time. Him and his girlfriend had just recently had a kid just recently learned that they were going to have kids because of an accident that happened between the two. Because of a prank that went horribly wrong due to SBO. And he was pretty excited about it because not only does he get to partake in this tournament that has everybody there and it was going to be the greatest tournament of all time, but he wanted to come home with a trophy so that he could experience. Unfortunately, that didn't get to happen. Because a little bit after the first few tournaments happened, the first few rounds happened, Darkon and Galeem showed up. And thus the battle ensued. And after a while of them trying to fight off Darkon and Galeem and failing, Amy ended up dying in the crossfire. Now, the reason how that happened is they sort of almost won. But unfortunately, Sonic pulled a Sonic. Let's just say that. He thought that he could give Darkon a second chance and went out of his super form and tried to spare him. Unfortunately, mercy comes with a cost sometimes. And that gave Darkon enough time to regain his energy, as well as Galeem enough time to regain their energy to destroy everything. And Amy tried to fight him off for a while to give Sonic some time to gain up his energy back, because Sonic didn't have enough energy to withstand because of how much energy he used during his super form. Eventually, Amy ended up getting injured, and her leg got injured, and she wasn't able to get up. And from the distance, a laser came through and did the final blow, killing Amy in the process, before Darkon and Galeem did their final move, shattering and destroying the sky and vanishing along with Taboo. The only thing you could see in the sky was the dark world. Yet the world itself was fully bright. And thus, that's kind of what happened with that. I can even explain how his eye and leg got injured, but that's a different story. And I'd like to answer some other questions before I keep going on this tangent, because Sonic has a long story.
There is one from Goldie the Hedgehog, yes, and to Firestar, who's still alive in Mobifall.
There's a lot of characters still alive in Mobifall, believe it or not. However, there is a lot of characters who are also dead. Now, if I were to say who is still alive in Mobifall, we'd be here all day. However,
You're not wrong.
I can state that a majority of the older characters, like the elderly characters that you see and Mobifall will not be alive, or not alive. Like Uncle Chuck is not alive. He died. Neither is obviously Amy's not alive, and Chris Thorndyke's parents are not alive. Neither is Ella. I know that. There's a few other characters, but I'll leave that up to you.
And also, I also got this question a while back from Venom asking, how did my OC react when I met Eclipse, or when she met Eclipse? All I can say is that she took to him rather lightly, despite him being an alien species.
I saw some other questions way back, too, from Detective Lola. Out of 3 characters he voiced for Mobifall, who is the hardest to voice? Maurice, Rifle, or Eclipse? Definitely Rifle. Rifle's a fucking pain in the ass. Because I'm not just relying on my voice mod. I actually have to deepen the voice mod on to actually get his voice to sound the way it does. Because if I talk normally in that voice mod, you can tell that it's just me using a voice mod. I actually have to deepen my voice the lowest it can go, while still doing the shadow tone in slight accent while playing as him. It's difficult, and sometimes after a good while of playing Rifle, my throat will be shredded to all hell.
And that is,
but it's still fun.
And that is why we have the inside joke of Rifle secretly being a lolly girl.
No, I'm not a lolly girl. Leave me alone.
We have evidence.
Also, Venom asked an interesting question, which I've been kind of waiting for somebody to ask for a while now.
Go on.
Venom asked, why does Sonic, or Maurice, have red and green eyes? Believe it or not, this is not a genetic thing. The actual reason behind that is because whenever Sonic defeated Shadow, like when Sonic and Yoshi defeated Shadow the first time during the apocalypse, Sonic believed to bring Shadow back as a better person. So, he pulled an Azrael with Kara. He absorbed his soul.
Ooh.
Later on, after the apocalypse, Sonic and Shadow's souls got separated. So Sonic was never able to actually bring him back as a better person because the Doctor got a hold of Shadow once again. But, here's where this comes in. The soul extraction was not done correctly. So Maurice still has a small piece of Shadow's soul left inside of him. Hence why his eyes are red and green, and why whenever he goes dark form, or some other forms, you'll notice that he still has little aspects and traits of Shadow. Because technically, in a sense, when Sonic was going in the simplest sense I could put it, well, it wasn't exactly the way you'll imagine it. Technically, during the apocalypse, Sonic was both Sonic and Shattuck at the same time. But not with the little added powers and abilities. It was kind of a swap out. When he'd go dark form, he'd be Shadow. When he was normal, he'd be Sonic. But after that whole soul separation, now he's just got a tiny little bit of his soul left in him, which gives him some of the Shadow aspects until that soul piece were to ever get removed. Yep. It's a little thing that I added a while ago, and honestly, I'm still very proud of it.
And also, plus, there's also another interesting question from Smash 103rd. To Firestar, were there any times that the Mobifall story had to be rewritten if you ran into any issues, such as writer's block? Also, what is your favorite moment of Mobifall in VR chat?
Oh boy. there was a few times I actually had to rewrite things. Actually. One of the things being, I actually rewrote how Amy came back. Amy was supposed to come back after Kaleem and Darkling were defeated. But I decided to be a dick and say, nah, I'm gonna make it more complicated because I'm an asshole. So, I ended up making things a little bit more interesting. Just to add more to Shadow's character, I actually made him be the one who killed Amy. Hence why he didn't come back after Darkling and Kaleem were defeated. There are other things that I had to rewrite too. As some things that I rewrote being that Sonic never met Silver or Blaze. And there are even like situations too where I actually had to do a lot of rewriting with Eclipse. A lot. Like, this dude was completely different in his prototype than he is now. Originally, he actually used to act very sophisticated, very polite, and also very, very, very modest. And thus he got rewrote it, but then I decided, you know what? He seems more too much like a butler than an alien. So I decided to rewrite that to him being sassy, a little bit of a bitch, and just a lovable boy overall. Shadow has also been rewritten a few times. Like, Rifle originally had actual, like, no general goal on where he was going with his shit. Originally, he used to be like, oh, I'm doing this because I'm angry that Maria's dead. And that was his whole reason. Now, it's just that he's trying to create a Genesis wave because he wants to, like, fix the, because he wants to fix the world because it's too full of corruption and he feels that the world is not stable enough and needs to be put into a more stable position. Like, Eclipse and Shadow actually have the most rewriting out of everything. Rish hasn't been actually changed that much. He's been changed slightly, but not as much as Shadow and Eclipse have. And let's not even get me started on the other characters. Jesus Christ. The other characters, like Steve and stuff, like, Steve used to be an idiot, but, like, a complete stupid idiot. He was based off of SMG4 Steve before I turned him into a villain. That was fun. There's a lot of characters I had to rewrite. Oh boy. If I were to say every character I've had to rewrite, we'd be here for a while.
Yep.
Because, I mean, I've had my stuff since 2015.
Yeah, and what about your favorite moments on the Mobifall and VR chat?
Well, since there hasn't been a lot of stuff I've done on Mobifall and VR chat, I think, personally, my favorite scene has to be the Dark Sonic scene. I'm not trying to sound like high and shit, but the Dark Sonic scene in the Rifle battle were my favorites. Especially when Rifle went into the demon prison and he actually did that panic attack. I was actually able to show more of his character instead of him just being, I am big, powerful, bad guy.
Nope, because
I actually was able to show more about that.
Deep down inside, he is a chicken.
Well,
Deep down inside, he's just a traumatized war veteran.
Also, there is a question. Yeah, for your Firestar, though, there was a question for Johan. Unless we're just leaving the questions to Firestar.
No. Go ahead. That's why I have both your straight
From Tori member, how did you get to meet an EXE who is so scary, I guess?
Wait, what?
No idea.
Wait, repeat
someone
that?
was asking Varia about, like, somebody about, like, your EXE.
Like, how did
that's
it
not
feel?
Mobifall related.
Yeah. Anyways, aside from that one, from Goldie again, there in Mobifall, Is he still the main villain there, or is Rifle or etc.?
Actually, believe it or not, both Eggman and Rifle.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Because I actually have stuff planned for the Doctor. But you see, the Doctor in this universe, he's not dumb. He's actually really smart. He actually lives up to the intelligence he's supposed to.
That's a first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
we made the Doctor an actual threat. The reason why he's just so quiet is because, well, why shout yourself out when you can just do things behind the scenes and nobody will be able to know or be able to stop you?
right, exactly. Alright, anyways, but also, speaking of Mobifall Eggman, for those who keep asking about, oh, is there even a Mobifall Eggman? There was a video done a while back that Firestar and I had did with Firestar's friend Fucking Weirdo, where he voices Mobifall Eggman, and let's just say hey, there was, yep, let's just say that that was evidence that hey, yeah, Mobifall Eggman did exist. However, at the same time, with the way how introductions went, and since he's technically still a main villain working behind the scenes, all I can say is he seems like he's very good at being deceptive, if not putting up a good front.
Yeah. However, the Doctor does actually really care about Shadow. In fact, he refers to Shadow as his little rescue, because he's the one who actually saved Shadow from GUN. That's why Shadow in this universe has an unbreakable loyalty. No matter what you do, he will not betray the Doctor. Ever.
See,
that's surprising.
And
yeah.
Cookie Jar also asked, how do you feel about the Mobifall versions of your friends, like with Terioso, aka Mobifall Alex, Gracie, aka Mobifall AG, Ginger, Mobifall Cookie, and others?
I like them a lot. I do admit they still do need a little bit of writing, and we still got a little bit of work on those. But I still like how they're coming out so far. They're coming out really good, and honestly, I like that they're not like the stereotypical just, oh, me, but a different universe. They actually have their own different personality, different background, different accents, etc. Like, they seem like completely different people, but actually are the same person from a different world.
Yeah, which reminds me, I really gotta work more on Orchid a little bit.
That's okay. No rushing there.
Alright.
I won't really have to worry about it since I don't have one. Anyways, yeah, there was a question on my end from Tailsco. What is your favorite Mobifall Sonic character?
My favorite Mobifall Sonic character?
Have you ever created?
As much as I love playing Eclipse and have fun playing him, I think my two favorites have to be Sonic and Rouge for one reason and one reason alone. They were the first Sonic characters that I actually worked on. So they've grown a special place in my heart. Especially since they were technically my babies. They were the first ones that I worked on, and then there was Shadow.
There you go.
Another character who has a big spot in my heart, which I want to eventually do more with, has to be Nicadria. Which is Rouge's son. He has a special place in my heart, too, because he was also one of the first Sonic characters I ever actually did stuff with. In fact, he was the first actual Sonic OC that I actually started doing things with when it came to the Mobifall timeline. And I didn't make him all powerful or anything, because in the roleplay, he was literally a baby. So, the character grew a special place in my heart because I actually got to watch him grow up. I got to play him growing up, and when you're playing a character who's growing up and playing other two characters who have a great friendship with each other and bond with others, you kind of grow attached to that character, and they get a special place in your heart for you. As much as the other characters that you love grow on you, it's your first roots are always going to be the ones who hit you hardest. And that's a fact.
Let's see, we got a question here. I think it's more derived towards me and Chris here, but Brandon Martin asks, Firestar, will there be a Mobifall version of Chris and Sailor Peace? Technically speaking, Brandon, I don't really have any plans for asking Firestar to have a Mobifall version of Sailor Peace because...
Nor for me.
Yeah, technically because, in a way, Sailor Peace already technically has a small connection to it, mainly because of the fact that she's the mother of Eclipse, and she actually did get a chance to at least get a quick view of it. And two, yeah, I love the Mobifall world, but I'm not gonna be greedy and be all like, oh hey, I wanna add more characters there, but I'm like, no, I don't want to self-insert, so that's why I'm content with voicing as Mobifall Alina, aka Queen Athena, and also just playing as Orchid, aka Mobifall Lavender.
And for me, I'm fine with voicing Mobifall Jewels, but also Mobifall Tails.
And I'm still looking forward to you being able to play those, because I'm doing a lot of work on Jules, and you're going to have fun with him.
Yes.
And I'm doing a lot of work with Tails, too.
Can't wait to play him.
Yeah. Oh, and Detective Ola asks, wait, if Mobifall Rouge has a son, who's the father? Is it Rifle?
Yes. Yes, it is.
It is.
Now let me explain. Rifle and Rouge, or Rifle and Opal are exes.
Yes.
Because whenever he learned that she was pregnant, he broke up with her. And this was back when he didn't have Noah, so he didn't get put in his place. So he was a bit more brash and immature with his decisions. This happened after a prank that happened. They didn't, plan things, or he didn't tell her to do anything. It was caused by the same incident that Maurice and Amy had a child. SBO decided to spike a bunch of people's drinks at a party and see what would happen, and that's what happened.
Seriously?
All I can say is thank God we haven't met Mobifall SBO, otherwise, yeah.
Believe it or not, he's actually a pretty sweet guy. He just sometimes likes to and didn't realize how terribly that was going to go wrong.
How wrong you are, you little bitch.
Yeah, never trust SBO with pranks. Never trust SBO with pranks.
So, yeah, that's kind of what happened. So, Nakadria has actually never met his father. He's never met him at all. And Rifle has never even taken the time or even bothered to ever raise him. He regrets his decision now, because now having an adoptive daughter of his own, he realized just how much he could have been there for his original son and actually been, a father to him. But there's no point trying to get into your son's life now when he's already almost an adult. So he thought it'd just be better to stay out of it.
And
here we go.
Looks like Venom asked me, how does it feel when I play as Athena, aka Mobifall Alina? All I can say is it's actually quite interesting, and also plus it's kind of fun. And I think that's also another reason why people like to keep calling me Mother, because initially Firestar had asked if I could be able to voice as Mobifall Queen Alina. And I'm like, all right, I'll just need a robot I need a robot filter. I'll need to try to see how I could be able to play her. And so, pretty much I displayed it. Firestar really loved it. And then pretty much I instead decided to do a debut on a live stream. We make sure that the streamer in question was cool with it. And threw in, she was just found, and pretty much there was a chip that's broken in her, and pretty much had a little reunion there between Eclipse and Athena, since technically in Mobifall they're best friends.
Yep. In fact, Athena's the whole reason that Eclipse is a good guy in the first place.
Yes, exactly.
Athena, if it wasn't for Athena, Eclipse would be either two things: dead or a bastard.
Oh no, Cookie asks, does a Mobifall cheese exist? Just curious.
Yes, he does.
No.
As does Chocola.
Question.
They help Cream.
Question: are either of them savage?
That's a good question. I have no idea. Though I
Uh-oh.
do have planned out that Cheese is not going to be a normal Chow anymore. They've both evolved at this point.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking about possibly making Chocola a fighting Chow. Because I just like the little swirls around their arms, so it can kind of look like caramel chocolate. And then with Cheese, I was thinking because of how he is, I was thinking about making him a running Chow.
Hey.
Mhm.
Alright. Your side, hon?
Nope. So far, none.
Okay.
I do see one from Venom. Venom asks, how did Maurice get that cool sword? Oh. Let me explain that one. Souls in the Mobifall timeline act a similar way to Glitch Tail in other certain Undertale universe, where you're actually able to create certain things with your soul with enough training. After being taught by a being from another world, he actually learned how to use his own soul weapon. His sword is actually a weapon he created out of his soul. So, he cannot actually be hurt by his own weapon. However, he can also use it for other things. And he can put it away or make it disappear, whatever he wants. That sword itself, the reason it's colored that way is because of Sonic's or Maurice's soul actually being a courage and kindness soul. So, that's why it's a slight orangish yellow with and has the little bit of green. The black, though, that's from the little bit of hate corruption that he got from Shadow. But we'll put that for
And just a quick little reminder to both sides. Just remember, this is a Mobifall AMA, so like we said before, feel free to ask any questions related to Mobifall. Again, related to Mobifall. And if you also have questions in regards to me and Chris when it comes to Mobifall as well, able be more than welcome to accept them. Oh, and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Go on with what you're saying, and then I'll say my thing.
Okay, I was gonna say, thanks Wolf asked to Firestar, is there a Mobifall Charmy and a Mobifall Vector in your universe or not?
Yes, there is.
So
There's a Mobifall Vector, and there is a Mobifall Charmy. Charmy's older, though. Charmy's a lot older now. And the Chaotix are actually a very successful detective business now.
Wow.
That's surprising considering it is all the Chaotix.
Yeah, in fact, they're actually they're doing a lot of other stuff. They are secretly still on the case for what happened to Jules and Queen Athena. So that's their little side project that they plan to discover and that they are planning to uncover.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
Venom asked the thing, and I kind of want to answer this because it has both a sad and a cute reason behind it.
Okay.
Venom asked, why does Maurice always wear that sweater that says Supersonic with a ring on in between it? Well, to answer that, when Maurice was a child, he grew up with a scar. But as time went on, eventually he outgrew that scarf and he got kind of sad about it because he actually really liked that scarf. So, Amy decided on his birthday to make him that sweater as a little birthday gift. And he's loved that thing ever since. He does not want to get rid of it. And after Amy died, he got even more protective of that sweater and only wanted to wear it even more. The only time he ever takes it off is if he has to use it as a temporary bandage for somebody, or if he just has to put it in the wash. Other than that, he's always wearing that sweater. You will never see him not wearing that sweater unless you're in his house. And he's just has it in the washer.
And also, I've seen this pop up here because Rallick is like, yes, there's the $1,000 question. So the question from Natalie is to Firestar. How did you come up with Eclipse's voice?
Oh boy. Let me just state this. Originally, Eclipse's voice was just my voice's auto-tune. And I didn't like it. It sounded like absolute fucking shit. So, one day, me and Rallick and a few of my other friends were hanging out in VR chat, and I was showing off my Frieza voice to them, because I was showing them, like, hey, I have a little bit of a Frieza impression, and I've been actually working on it to, like, impress my girlfriend. And Rallick and a few other friends of mine said, you know, that voice works for Eclipse. And I was like, really? Because I was in the Eclipse avatar while I was doing this. They're like, yeah, you should probably use that voice instead of the other voice, because, you know, you've been wanting a different voice for him because you don't like the voice that you have for him. I was like, yeah, you're right. And thus, I gave him my abridged Eclipse voice. I gave him my abridged Frieza voice, and that's been his voice ever since. Originally, it was just my best Frieza impression that I could, an abridged Frieza impression I could do.
Ashley Brown asked to Firestar, will Athena and Jules become normal one day?
One day. When that day will be, that is up for you to remember. That is up for you to wait and see. But for now, you can just wait.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Anyways, so let's try to keep up with the questions here, folks. So, go ahead.
Venom asked, wait, if he made that sword out of his soul, how is he still alive? Because I recall that once people make weapons out of their souls, let's just say they cease to exist. But that's not how souls work in this universe. At all. You see, they use their soul essence to create the sword, but that doesn't mean their soul itself disappears. Its soul works similarly to... Their souls work like Undertale souls. Not like those voodoo magic souls that you see in, like, Dark Souls and stuff. No. It works similarly to how Undertale's Glitch Tales, like, souls work. Where you use energy from your soul to create something. That doesn't exactly mean that your soul itself ceases to exist.
Alright. Thanks.
Also, Brandon's been spamming this question. Jeez.
Yeah, let's try to ease up on spamming the questions. Like I said, no spamming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see the question though. It asked to Firestar, is there a character that you regret creating for the Mobifall universe and decided to scrap the whole project about them?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wait, what?
Oh, did you hear? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I just zoned out.
Okay. Alright, first off, here, have your muffin. And second, the question is there a character that you regret creating for the Mobifall universe and decided to scrap the whole project about them?
That's a good question. I don't remember if there has been a character that I scrapped and just, like, completely forgot about. Because, to be honest, if I make a character, I try to find any use for them that I can. I don't usually scrap them. I might scrap a concept for a character and take the character design and use it for something new, but I never just abandon the character all on its own. I always use it for something. Because I find that if I just waste a thing entirely, then it's just kind of wasteful, and I just wasted an entire thing that I could have used it for. So, I just make either a new design or a new concept, and there we go. Let's see. Now, Fang says is Bruce good at using other weapons than a sword in battle, or is he just good at using a sword? This is gonna sound kind of funny, but Maurice can use a gun.
Oh, damn. Sonic's packing
He
heat,
can.
ladies and gents.
He just doesn't like using a gun. Because it reminds him of back during the apocalypse when he had to shoot Shadow to kill him.
It's making me wonder...
He can...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go on.
I was gonna say, it makes me wonder how he reacted when he saw Shadina use a gun on Rifle during the final heist.
I mean, why do you think he slightly panicked a little?
Yeah, true.
But yeah, he can use a gun. He also can use a crowbar. He can use a gun, he can use a crowbar, and he can use bombs. He also can use literally any other weapon that he possibly can find that's available that's not actually considered a weapon, whether that be glass bottles, etc. When you're in the apocalypse, you need to find anything that could be preserved as a weapon you will use.
Tara asks to Firestar, are there Mobifall versions of any Sonic X characters?
Believe it or not, yes there is. So you know how I said that Chris Thorndyke's parents are dead, and so was Ella?
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, Chris Thorndyke is alive, and so is Mr. Tanaka.
Well, damn.
His grandfather died of Chris Thorndyke, though, is actually a villain. And Mr. Tanaka is Eggman's butler.
Damn. Oh. Okay, Silkadoom asked a very important question about Rifle. To Firestar, why did Rifle lose his manhood for power?
Well, you see, there's two reasons behind that. Alright. Alright. The two reasons behind that being, one, when Nor ended up doing a deal with Rifle in the Void, he wanted to do one thing to make sure that Shadow would keep his loyalty to him. Because Nor has actually seen other timelines where Shadow has betrayed his version of Black Doom. So, Nor wanted to make sure that wasn't going to happen. So, he made a deal with Rifle of, I will be able to bring you back to life to be able to do what you need to do. However, you also have to help me in what I want to do. And to ensure that you're not going to turn away from me, I'm going to remove all that you need to survive, so you only need me. Because I cannot bring you back to life from the void. You are already dead. In fact, you're beyond dead. So, take this as a one-way ticket of escaping, but also a way to ensure that you're loyal to me and will never turn your back on something, and will never turn your back on me whenever I need you to do what I need. That's also why Nor can also easily take over Shadow's body whenever he pleases. Shadow doesn't have a say. In fact, he's more of the vessel than anything in this situation. Rifle has less control over this entire situation than Nor has. Nor has more control over this than anything else.
Okay, now we got a very interesting question here. From Brandon, he asked, to Firestar, do any Mobifall characters have a habit of breaking the fourth wall? If so, who?
Yes. And, those characters might have to be Rifle, Eclipse, and Sonic. Why? Rifle because of Nor, Sonic because it's Sonic, and Eclipse because he wants to.
Or Eclipse because he hangs out with Shadow Android and Shadina too much.
He hangs out with Shadow Android and Shadina too much, and he also hangs out too much with Sonic, and Sonic's a bad influence on him.
Yeah, very true. Let's see. True Blue Star asks to Firestar, besides the Solstice crystals, what other artifacts or relics does Mobifall have?
Let's see. Well, there's the Smash Balls. There's that. There's also there's also another certain type of crystal as well. But we'll leave that up for another thing. There's the what's it called? The Mystic Melody Temples. And there's even the Time Stones, which will be a thing in the future as well. And there's one other thing, but I'm gonna leave that up. I don't know. However, there is also the Master Core as well, but nobody has been able to find that in a long time.
Oh. Okay, we got a question here. If Eclipse's favorite drink is ginger ale, what's his favorite food out of everything he eats?
Strawberry pudding.
And that's why I keep running out of pudding, ladies and gents.
I've known that question for a long time. Eclipse's favorite food has been strawberry pudding for a long time. And it will stay that way. Because Darklings like sweet things. They absolutely love fruits, and they absolutely love sweet things, and if you were to give them anything sugar-related, they would go nuts. At least that's how it is in my universe.
Any other questions popping up on your side, hon?
One from Tailsco saying, Firestar, what is the favorite thing about drawing Mobifall?
One of the things that I love drawing about it is the fact that I need to add detail, but also have full free reign about the environment around it. I want to get better at drawing backgrounds because Mobifall actually has a very distinct environment and background. It actually has, a lot of things when it comes to trees, when it comes to water, and even its full layout entirely. It's a lot different than how you would see the real world. In fact, there are some mountains that are completely curved in, and some trees that can actually go onto the side and twist into each other. There's even some places and islands that are completely floating in the sky. Which is honestly something I wish to draw more.
Okay, we got a spam bot on my side here. Detective Ola said spam bot be gone and evil go away. No one wants your nonsense anyway. Oh. Hang on. Jurassic 1903 asks to Firestar, how much sugar would it take for Eclipse or any Darkling to get a sugar rush and go nuts?
Probably not much. Eclipse gets sugar rushes really quickly. Actually, most Darklings do. They may have a high immunity to being drunk, but that doesn't mean they have a high immunity to sugar, because sugar isn't very common on their stuff. Unlike which is pretty plentiful on their ship. So they can get sugar highs pretty quick.
Oh, there we go. Venom asks to Firestar, how did Eclipse meet Goofy?
It all started when he was trying to find Sonic. And then he got tired, so he decided, and then he saw this one place that he thought was a house that was moved out of. So he was like, okay, well, nobody's in this house. I can probably take this as a place to just kind of sleep for a little bit, shelter. It turned out that it wasn't that somebody just moved out, it was that somebody just moved in. So he accidentally broke into somebody's house without knowing, because he was tired and he hadn't slept in 3 days. Because he was trying to find the hero Mobius, because, Jinkin if they didn't find a person to take over soon, Eggman was going to take over. He didn't want that to happen. So, we spent 3 days trying to find this guy and couldn't. So we took a nap for a little bit. It was like, okay, maybe my sleep deprivation is causing me to be able to find him. So, he accidentally broke into her house. And their first interaction was he opened the door and she knocked him out. And he ended up interrogating him before he explained his situation. She kind of understood, let him sleep, and then kind of helped him out in what he was trying to do. But yeah, that's how those two first met. They actually ended up growing a bond over time and ended up actually becoming partners and business and stuff before actually becoming partners in a relationship. But yeah, that's how those two first met each other. He accidentally broke into his house, to somebody's house because he was tired and he thought that somebody had just moved out of it, but didn't realize that the person actually had moved in. So that was an oopsie on that part.
And Fangs
he also learned his lesson with this not going houses.
Yeah, Fangs asks, so Firestar, has Maurice ever visited other universes before?
Well, I think that's a clear answer on that one. Yeah, he's gone to the modern universe. How do you think he knows modern?
Exactly. And how else did you think he ran into Shadina? And got her help?
Exactly. Exactly.
And now we got a question here to Firestar. Knowing the Black Doom in the Mobifall universe, aka Nor, is he ever gonna die?
Nope!
There's your answer.
Because he's a greater demon, not an alien warlord. And greater demons can't die. They can be turned into orbs and sealed away, but they can't actually die. That's like trying to kill a god.
Meow.
The only one that can kill one of these guys is probably another version of themselves or something that was built to actually be able to destroy them somehow. Mm. A normal mortal would never be able to.
Understandable there.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let's try to keep up with the questions here, folks. Just remember, this is a Mobifall AMA, so anything that is Mobifall related, feel free to ask away. That goes from my side and also for Chris's side. Also, don't forget to check out Chris's side, Chaos of the Protectors. He's currently streaming that as well. And also just remember too, any spoilers for future plans for the Mobifall universe has to be in the form of a donation.
So somebody asked me for your inspiration for your version of Sonic. Did you take the whole Amy is only in keeping him Mobian? What? What do you mean Mobian? No? I don't know anything from the Devilman thing at all. And no, he's not the only person keeping him sane. I genuinely know nothing about Devilman at all. I'm a very uncultured person. Most of the stuff that I plan, I kind of plan on my own.
Let's see. Okay. I don't know if this is be classified under. A part of this would be classified under spoiler territory, but because of Lola asked, what will Mobifall Amy be called if and when she gets introduced?
Well, I guess that's not really spoiler territory because we're not explaining how she gets brought back. But we're going to be referring to her as Amelia. Instead of calling her a nickname, which is Amy or Ames, we're referring to her by her full name, Amelia.
Oh, and
kind of like how Maurice is called by his last name.
And I'm glad Cookie brought this up. She asked, what can you tell us about the Pokemon in the Mobifall universe?
Pokemon definitely exist, but I'll explain some of the certain. Pichu from the Smash Bros. Roster is a sociopath, best friends with Sephiroth and Kara. Yeah. Mewtwo is a dad. he likes to father people, and is very close friends with Meta Knight. The Pikachu that was in Subspace Emissary is now a Raichu and best friends with Samus, as well as technically is Samus' Pokemon. And the Pikachu that we also have, and Pikachu and Pichu that we have, is actually the children of the Pikachu from Subspace Emissary. So, Pikachu is actually very sweet and kind and gentle. Meanwhile, Pichu is a happy cat who enjoys the suffering of others. Charizard is an anxious, nervous wreck. Charizard is an anxious, nervous wreck. Incineroar, also known as Jalapeno, is Little Max's Pokemon. He raised it as a Litten, not knowing what a Pokemon actually was, and they've just been kind of friends ever since. A lot of other Pokemon are still a work in progress, but we do have plans for a lot of Pokemon. In fact, Greninja is also a thing, working in progress. Me and Tara have been working on him quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And I even have you being a work in progress as well.
Yeah,
as well as an Absol.
Yeah, and let's just say, for those that are questioning about the Greninja, yes, we're talking about the Mobifall Greninja that popped in a video some time ago, also known as Shinobi, from what I can remember the name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Silgadoo Mask to Firestar. How did you create Maverick?
Oh boy. Well, you want to know what my first thing I said was whenever I created Maverick was? I wonder what Black Death would be as a Darkling. So, I decided, because I figured out I cannot draw Black Death. God, I suck at this. So, I was like, you know what? All the other Black Orbs are Darklings. Black Death's being a Darkling too. And then I decided, you know what? But what if I gave him a King Cold aspect, but he's actually a douchebag? And then I added that aspect onto him. And then I decided, okay, what if I swapped Black Death's personality and Black Doom's personality a little bit? So then I swapped that. But I still kept Doom's personality of actually being able to handle shit without being like, being a little baby pushover. I'm sorry, but even as an Eclipse voice actor, I'm going to state this. Black Death was a pushover. I'm sorry. Say what you want, it was. But, yeah. So I actually decided to make Mavros a little bit menacing. Mavros has had a lot of rewrites, too. Deciphering his personality and deciphering how the character was supposed to play out and be was pretty tricky for me at first writing him. But after a while, I finally kind of got to the writing of stuff. However, there is one thing I will state. Mavros has not really changed much since his prototype was up. The most that's really changed is that he used to have a dark arm that would be able to turn his skin into rubber, and I think his stomach used to just have a jewel inside of it instead of it being an actual melt. And that's really about it. The character itself has been a little bit of a fun thing for me to try and create, but it's definitely had its challenges.
And also plus on top of it too, after learning about Darklings not really being able to handle lightning, apparently he may have a slight phobia towards a certain Sailor Scout. Yeah, let's try to keep up with the questions here, folks. Meanwhile,
this is an interesting question.
Oh, go ahead.
To Firestar. About Rifle's appearance. Did he always look like that, or was he altered when he was experimenting? Actually, that's a very interesting question, and I'm going to answer that. The reason he looks like that is because Rifle is a fusion. He's a fusion between Nor for Doom and Shadow. In fact, if he did not have Noor with him, he would not have that long tail, he would have the normal hedgehog tail, and would have his normal look. The the fiery patterns on him is actually caused from Noor. In fact, his stripes used to be normal like Shadow. His rifle actually used to look a lot just like normal Shadow, but with a German accent. And just with the jacket, except he also had the jacket, no inhibitor rings, and the boots. Before that, before Noor actually fused with him, he just kind of looked like normal Shadow, but with a different getup. And a different accent. Rifle's voice and everything changed once he fused with Noor. That third eye on his forehead isn't even his, it's actually Noor's. He's a permanent fusion. In fact, he's the first ever fusion to actually happen and be a thing that's consistent within the Mobifall timeline. It may not be the first ever fusion to actually happen itself in continuity, but he's the first one that has been an actual character that has lasted more than just a battle. He's an actual sentient, continuing fusion of two people for a long while that actually live together as two people. Kind of similar to like how a certain thing in what's that one show called? I think it's something with the crystal gems. Steven Universe.
Steven Universe.
Yeah, it's kind of like that with that one character where two people live together as one person in harmony. I mean, those two don't exactly live in harmony per se, but they do live as two people.
Oh, and Brandon asks to Firestar, who introduced Eclipse to alcohol, which gave him an addiction?
His species. In fact, here's one thing that's very different from the normal Sonic canon that heavily differs from normal Sonic canon and the Moby canon. Eclipse's species evolved from a subspecies of Frieza's race. So wine has always been part of their culture. That's also why they have such a strong immunity to it. Because of such, he's kind of always known alcohol and kind of realized how it would numb out the hive mind quite a bit. So it started causing him to have a bit more of an addiction after that bad stuff happened, where he was trying to consistently get away from his family after his family's betrayal. He kind of got addicted to alcohol because it would block out or kind of numb out the hive mind, even if that meant that he wasn't going to be at full actually working performance. So, there's your answer for that one.
And okay, Cookie says, anyways, I'm gonna head to bed, but I'll leave with one important question. Why are the musket shits so cute, yet still little turds, LMAO, night? And then we both got booped. Yeah. Let's see, oh, okay, Blitz75 asked, so I wanted to ask a question. Do the Chaos Emeralds exist in the Mobifall universe, or no?
Yes, they do. In fact, the reason why Maurice doesn't use them is because a majority of them are missing. 2 of them are in Gaia temples. The Black Arms have... 2 of them are in the Gaia temples. 4 of them are with the Black Arms. One of them is actually with Maurice. He's just keeping it kind of hidden, pretending he doesn't have it because he's using it for certain experiments. And the last one is unknown. It is not unknown where it went. Nobody knows where it has been. It just kind of got stuck somewhere. Thus, the 7th Chaos Emerald is gonna be the big thing that everyone's gonna have to look for and have a hard time finding. Alright.
Silver Damas to Firestar, how powerful is Mavros?
Mavros is actually, believe it or not, a lot more powerful than I make him out to be. He's absorbed multiple planets and multiple species that came from said planet. Therefore, he's actually quite powerful because he's gained the strength of said places. When certain few people fight him, it's gonna take a little bit of a miracle to beat him. What that miracle is, only me and Varya and a certain other person know, but that's up for you guys to see in the future.
I would say yes.
And by miracle, that's just me putting it in the sweet little cup.
Yes. Someone asked to Firestar, why is Eclipse's tail very sensitive?
Well, there's quite a few good reasons behind that. A, his tail is kind of attached to his spine in a sense. So, that kind of does make things a little bit more... That does make a thing a little bit more sensitive. Not only that, but their tail holds all of their weight. And they're not exactly the lightest species. They also actually have a lot of nerves within that tail, too. Because they actually, when they were more of aquatic creatures, they needed to use that tail to swim. So, now it's not really used for swimming anymore, it's just kind of sensitive.
Oh, hey. Detective Rolla asked, here's a question for both Peace and Firestar. What gave you both the idea to make Eclipse Peace's son?
I'll let Peace answer that one.
Yeah, well, let's just say that let's just say when we got to an end of a stream when Firestar did admit that, technically speaking, I'm more of a mother to him than, his actual mom. I was like, oh, my heart. And so, however, we did some chatting and we thought, you know what if maybe we do have, two of our characters be like a mother-son duo. And pretty much we thought about, why not we have Eclipse be Peace's adopted son. And we kind of kept throwing the joke that Firestar, Eclipse threw adoption papers at Peace, but in technical sense, we just say that, hey, they've been spending time and bonding so much to the point where Eclipse does feel like Peace is like a mother to him. And we decided to throw in that, it was just still, initially the idea was just going to be adoption. And that he admits it to her after they fight against, or after Peace had to deal with Mist, aka Mobifall Tommy. Then after some time, we kind of had a thought of, wait, how about if maybe Eclipse is technically Peace's kid? Initially, I almost thought that might be a bad idea because of how Peace's backstory is, with her being sealed away. But then, thankfully, Eclipse had clarified that the guy in charge of collecting said DNA, Foresight, had pretty much taken her DNA while she was obviously sealed away, and thus the infamous words, Foresight, you sick motherfucker, were born. And thus came up with the idea that, they actually are related.
Oh boy. Also, Sir Blue Hedge Dragon, the last Chaos Emerald is not with Amelia and her kids. Amelia's dead, so how does that work?
Yeah. Exactly.
Sorry.
Anything on your side, honey?
He ended the stream.
Oh, he is? Okay. Yeah, how long should we go for? Should we go ahead and stop right here?
That's completely up to you.
I'm fine right now.
Okay.
If you want to take a rest, though, Chris, you are more than welcome to go to bed.
Yes, try to relax, honey. And boop.
Boop.
Yeah,
This
so
is an interesting.
yeah, it looks like we've been going on for about an hour, 25 minutes on my side here, so... Anyways, but... Oh, did you say you got an interesting question?
Mhm.
Alright, go ahead.
Somebody asked if Babylon Rose exists in this universe. Which? Yes. But only Jet does. Because Wave and Storm died.
They do.
They died during the apocalypse because their blimp got exploded. So unfortunately, they didn't die from Dark on a Gleam. They technically died from the blimp, so they never came back.
Oh.
Which is very unfortunate.
Oh, Metronet asks, is there a Knuckles in your universe, Firestar?
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not the very pleasant sight. He's a good person, don't get me wrong, but I don't think seeing a half rotting echidna that's kind of like a living corpse is the nicest sight to see. Because he's a sentient zombie. So that's fun.
Yeah. And Natalie, I think we answered this question already. She asked to Firestar, what is Maverick's weakness?
Electricity. Yep. Though somebody did ask something too that does perk my interest a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What happened if Maurice and Rifle were to cross paths like this again, especially after what happened with Rifle telling that information?
Uh-oh.
And all I'm gonna say is Sonic might be a little bit more colder. And when I mean colder, I mean he's not gonna act fully like Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna try his best to, but let's just say he's got a little bit of a hidden anger that's quietly brewing up inside of him that he's not fully showing off for himself. Because that dark form was not caused from sleep. Sonic in this universe actually represses so much of his negative emotions and so much of his feelings all the time that when that happened, he couldn't hold himself back anymore and snap. So you can only imagine how much he's going to be a little bit more colder towards Rifle after learning everything. Because, think of it this way. You absorbed the soul of somebody because you wanted to give them a second chance at life to bring them back as a better person. Only to learn that the very person that you gave a second chance to is the person who ruined your entire life and took everything from you. And you went around not knowing, thinking it was some other guy, thought that you got justice for the person that you loved, only to learn that you never did, and let the killer of the person that you love go unconsequenced and go scot-free. And the whole reason why is because you're the one who made him be able. You're the one who gave him that second chance without even knowing what he actually did until today. Or, well, not today, but until that day. So you can only imagine how upset Maurice was in that situation. Because Maurice was 18. Around 18 to 17 when that happened. Only to learn at the age of 23 about what actually happened. Imagine going years of your life about that.
Mm-hmm. And that is why Shadina would not stop hugging poor Maurice.
Yeah. Are there any Mobifall characters that don't have a dark backstory? No! Dark backstories are funny!
Wow. What 75 says, does the Master Emerald exist, or was it stolen for the 700th time? Also looking forward to more Mobifall vids.
Oh, it exists. It's fine. But it's not completely stable. It's got a lot of cracks in it. It's on the point of shattering. It's at the point of shattering, but it hasn't shattered yet. Let's just hope it doesn't.
Hang on, let's... Okay, so... Let's see. Okay, that question technically already got answered, but let's see. Alright, anybody else have any other questions here? Feel free to do so. Speak now, or Firestar gets booped eternally. Boop!
No!
Oh wait, Silkadoom is asking for your permission if he can draw Mobifall Silkadoom. If it's okay with you.
That's fine, though just keep in note, you don't have to make a character edgy. Mobifall's not an edgy AU.
Mhm.
It's just a universe that's more realistic.
Yeah.
The universe is not going to be always the nice and gentle. Imagine a world that was created by a child with trauma. A world where things are pretty in some spots, but then there's also a lot of bad things that happen. Not everything has to be edgy. It just has to be sometimes slightly unsettled.
Okay. Question to Firestar. Who introduced Eclipse to Bad Dragon?
His wife.
That explains a lot.
You say he used to be very innocent, and then his wife came around.
And now he isn't anymore. And now the only innocent one is Shadow Android.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What 75 asks, what caused Eclipse to have the scars over his body? Was it from combat or other reasons?
So, there was one time that he got captured by the Black Arms. And this was actually only a few years ago, so it wasn't around recently when the Athena stuff was going on. When he got taken in and captured by the Black Arms, he was tortured for information about the planet. He also escaped thanks to his wife and a few other friends that helped him out. But those scars are actually caused from his sibling Zarya catching her claws on fire and clawing the top of his head, and also putting a fireball in her hand and pressing it against his cheek to try and force him to speak. All of those scars on him are all from his siblings when they tortured him for information.
Ouch.
He's got wonderful siblings, doesn't he?
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Also, Frieza is not exactly like that in this universe. I would speak more about the Dragon Ball side of stuff, but that's more of my girlfriend in that universe. You see, my girlfriend works on the Dragon Ball stuff, I work on the Sonic stuff. It's a partner universe.
Yes. Anyways, so looks like we've been going on for about hour 34 minutes here.
So, 20 more minutes?
What was that?
So, 20 more minutes or so?
Yeah, we could be able to go for that long if you like.
Alright. How did Spooky learn about Eclipse's tail weakness? Oh boy! I'm not gonna say that because that would get this place demonetized.
Yeah, this is YouTube, guys. Yeah.
This is YouTube, not Patreon.
And visit the other sites. Anyways, let's try to keep up with the questions here. I'm still streaming for the AMA of Mobifall here. Just remember, keep your questions towards Mobifall. Also, plus quick heads up too. Please no role playing in the chat, and no spamming either if we don't get to your questions. But also, plus remember too, if you want any spoiler questions, it's got to be in the form of a PayPal donation.
If you want to put Maurice and Amelia on the list of your ships, go ahead.
Ooh, important question from Shane Douglas to Peace. Will Shadina and Maurice team up again?
Well, I mean, that's all up to Mario.
All I can say is, you'll have to watch and find out.
Indeed.
I mean, technically, it wouldn't make sense if Shadina and Maurice do not team up, especially since, in a technical sense, pretty much we did spoil that Maurice does see Shadina as an older sister and not just a stereotypical shadow, because she's a bit more squeakier, more happy-go-lucky, and doesn't act like a brooding SOB.
Also, no, Rifle will never join Team Unity.
Yeah, no. I think that probably all three members would be kicking him down before they ever consider having him join.
So, it is possible that Rifle might become an anti. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yep. Meanwhile, Rallick is really trying to push for spoiler questions to happen because he's like, please donate. Oh, okay, a question for the both of us from Sakudera. What's your favorite moment about the Mobifallverse?
What's the favorite moment?
What's our favorite moment? What's your
oh
my
boy.
child?
Honestly, my favorite moment has gotta be the whole bonding between Sonic and Yoshi during the apartment. Those two have, like, I'm excited to eventually show that off in the actual, like, story. Because those two have an amazing bond with each other. Like, you don't expect it, but, like, they bounce off of each other so much that it's honestly adorable, and I love it so much.
Yeah. For my favorite moment, let's see, what's a good favorite moment? Because most of them are actually really good. Some of them sad, but there's some stuff that are really good. I would have to say Maurice and Opal being declared as besties.
Yeah. Because Rouge and Sonic don't have any, like, romantic relationships in this timeline, but they are best friends. They have a little brother or big sister type of relationship, and it's really sweet.
Yes.
Oh, though I do see something that Hedge Dragon asked. Since Maurice has an Amy plush on it, actually not in his shirt, it's in his little pouch. I'm gonna ask, does he use that as a comfort because of nightmares and PTSD? Well, less of nightmares and more of PTSD. He uses it as a coping mechanism. Just like he pretends to be dumb as a coping mechanism, because he's actually really smart. He just pretends to be stupid. The whole him being stupid thing is a front. He actually is smart as hell. In fact, he taught Tails everything he knows.
Oh god, now there's actually several questions about any of your characters meeting Sim Shadow, aka Shadow the Hedgehog from Jules. One of them asked if Eclipse will ever meet Sim Shadow, or if Marisa meets Sim Shadow and possibly troll him.
That's all up to Jules on that one.
Yes.
I'm down for it, but that's all up to him. Right now, we're just doing stuff with female Tails.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Metro asks, would Shadina and Maurice be a great duo? Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know why, but I have this mental image of Rifle all of a sudden popping up, and then Maurice is all like, "Oh, hey there, Rifle." He's like, "Well, really?" And he's like, "Yeah, I already have a new shadow." And then just pulls Shadina over, and Shadina's like, "Oh, hey there, Rifle."
Wow, I thought what we have was special. We never had anything special.
And all I can say is, lol. Lol, 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 lol. What happened
I'm
to some
surprised that nobody's...
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Again, folks, it's all up to Jules if he wants to meet the Mobifall characters, but all I can say is that probably with Eclipse, Shadow would be confused and pick on the poor guy. Maurice, yes, would probably troll Shadow, and Rifle would just be annoyed by Shadow.
Maurice would purposely just pretend to be stupid and annoy him.
Yes.
Just like he kind of pretends to be stupid with everything else as a coping mechanism, because haha, being stupid is funny.
Oh, Shane Douglas asked to Firestar, will we see Mobifall, Sonia, and Manic?
Yes. But when? I will not say.
All we can say is yes.
I'm honestly surprised nobody's asking about Maurice's voice.
Yeah.
Kind of a shocker.
Let's see. Oh, Brandon asked, if Firestar, did Maurice ever learn to go fast during his full time in the Mobifall universe, or will modern Sonic teach him to go fast?
Let me explain this. This is going to be an interesting thing. Maurice has always known how to go fast. In fact, there's a good reason on why he's slow. The whole reason why he's been slow for a long while and why he needs to relearn how to get better at running again is because his leg got shot during the apocalypse, which dampened his speed to be he could only run in short bursts. If he were to run any longer than that, his leg would shut off and he would fall to the floor, or possibly not even be able to walk for a few days if he were to overexert himself. Because of the injury that Shadow gave him during the apocalypse because he shot his leg. After Kaon ended up healing his leg, now Maurice actually has to slowly learn how to start getting used to his speed again. Because he's actually as fast as Archie Sonic. He went from being as fast as Archie Sonic to being only able to run in short bursts and basically be only as fast as what we see modern Sonic going in some of the other games. That isn't him going that fast at all. He can still run pretty quickly, but much as he would like to, and he's got to relearn his speed all over again because of the setback that Shadow gave him when he was 18. So, there's that. That's fun.
Anyways, let's try to keep up with the questions here, folks. Let's see, we're at hour 43, so we may go for another 10 more minutes here.
Oh boy.
And I booped the child.
Somebody asked. Yes, Rallick decided to ask because the house is asking and just. God damn it, Rallick.
Yeah,
Rallick decided to ask about Maurice's voice.
Yeah, it's like Eclipse, Maurice's voice. Why that?
Why that? Well, you see, the reason he has a high-pitched voice is because he got in a fight with Ridley, and Ridley decided, you know what? Screw you. So he hit him really hard in the throat, and now he's forever stuck sounding like a child.
No.
Ridley was originally intending to kill him, but he didn't hit him the exact right spot, so it just messed up his throat. He used to sound like he just used to sound like an older Sonic. However, Then Ridley kind of messed that up for him, so now he sounds higher pitched and sounds young. I have a canon that for a while he was using a voice mod because he was kind of ashamed of how Ridley fucked up his voice. But Genesis ended up scaring him the first day that they met. He ended up dropping his voice mod and broke it, and now he can't make another one. And now he doesn't have the materials to make another one, so he just didn't bother.
Brandon Martin asked to Firestar, will we see a gender-bent Eclipse?
I don't know, Varia, will we?
Maybe. I mean, I could have sworn I did hear a certain gender-bent Shadow mention her a couple times about being a bitch.
Indeed.
Anyways, so, to Devarian Firestar, what would happen if Shadina and Maurice mate gender-bent Silkadoom and Nazo? Gender-bent Silkadoom, I don't know if that exists. Gender-bent Nazo, aka Nazra, let's just say that Sarah and I have something in mind for Shadina to end up meeting her, but we'll hold off on that. I don't know about Maurice, though.
Yeah. That's up to Sarah on that one.
Yeah.
I know she really likes Maurice and wants to do some more stuff with him, but I'll wait on that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say that there are going to be stuff that we have planned with the Blue Bolts, but I am telling that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and let's just say that we also have some future ideas for Shadina as well, but we ain't spoiling.
Mm-hmm. In fact, Shadina's going to be playing a really big role in something soon.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, Rallic, let me check real quick. Nope, no spoiler donations.
Actually, Brandon, we have shown a gender bent Maurice before. Mauricia in the Mobifall fucking streams.
Yes. Yeah, if you guys don't know yet, yeah, if you see, but yeah, there is a gender bent Mauricia, played by the adorable Sweetie Bunny.
Olivia Mauricia.
Yep. I don't know why not, Rallic. Help me out!
There. Oh, Shane Douglas asks if there are Nazo in Mobifall. Yes. But are we going to reveal him at any point in time soon? No. Why? Because I want Nazo to have a really important role and not just be ooga booga. I'm spooky, scary villain here to destroy stuff and ooba dooba dooba. We already have a rifle for that.
And we don't want him to also get knocked off the island by two quote unquote guardians. And we also don't want him to get knocked. It'd be like, we also don't want him to like end up, kind of running into random spooky kind of angry zombie Knuckles. Yeah, we don't like that.
Frost doesn't like people. I mean, he likes his friends, but he doesn't like randos because no, they're gonna see me in my horribly decaying face. No, go away.
So, to Firestar, who's worse, Rifle or Mobifall Eggman? Ooh.
Eggman! Because the Doctor has done so many experiments of Sonic that Sonic doesn't even remember. And let's not even get started on the stuff that he did with Mighty and Ray. There's so much stuff that he's done. And then there's the whole stuff with Jules and Athena. And then the whole stuff with, like, the other shit. And oh boy, there's just so much that the Doctor has done. Look.
Let's see. Oh, to Firestar, does the Mobifall universe have an EXE? I don't think so.
No!
Thank God.
No! For one reason. Unless it's Lord X, or unless it's Lord X himself, or any EXE that steps its way into the Mobifall timeline will be immediately deleted. It will be erased. Because the universe itself has its own safety backup. It actually has its own safety setting, which, if an EXE were to kind of step itself in, that wasn't Lord X or some really, 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 really powerful one, they would actually be taken out of the world by the god of the glitch dimension. Other people, the only thing they'll see is just grabbing the dude, Yoda death noise, the EXE has gone and disappeared and will never be seen again.
Oh, Silk of the Mask.
EXEs cannot exist in the Mobifall timeline. They will be erased and deleted.
Oh, Silk of the Mask to Firestar. How did you create Mobifall, Tommy, and Lavender?
It all started from an inside joke between me, Varya, and
Chilled.
And Chilled, yeah. Who needs house when you got cave? And that's how they were created.
All I can say is yes. Let's see. Oh, someone asked if Firestar, does Mobifall Universe have Elise in it?
Yeah, but we're not doing much with her. I have no plans with Elise. She just kind of exists. She's not even going to be in when the 06 arc happens. She's just going to kind of she's literally just going to be, oh yeah, this person exists, but she doesn't do anything or have any significance. She's not even part of Eclipse. She doesn't even have the Eclipse flame or nothing. She's literally just a person. That's it. She has no significance, no nothing. Elise has nothing going for her, nor do I plan to. I don't like her.
Oh good, Maurice is safe. I mean, what?
I ain't letting anybody kiss my asexual boy. Leave him alone.
It's okay. We protect the Maurice. Hashtag protect the Maurice.
Leave my pan romantic asexual alone.
Alright, but
He's my baby boy.
yeah. Alright, so let's go on for 5 more minutes here, folks. So, let's see. Oh, Frolic says it did something. Oh. Oh, yep. We got a $5 donation from Frolic here now, and he said, I did it, Varya. If you're gonna do something, you gotta do it yourself. So let me see what the question is. Give me just a moment. All I can say is I give Frolic head pats. Let me pull it up, if it will let me. Alright, come on, let me see the full question. Alright, question of things about if the boy Genesis and Afrian will meet in a video, and if Genesis will have significance with Shadina later on, too.
Yes, they will. In fact, I'm gonna state something to you all. And you may not understand it now. But, and hear me out by this. The numbers 1 to 16 will be very significant and very important in the future. In fact, the two most important numbers that will be in the two most important numbers in the future in Mobifall regarding the stuff going on with Maurice will be 15 and 16. I will not give the reason why until later on, but all you need to know is that the number 15 and 16 do have a very, very important significance, and it's not because of their age. In fact, the numbers have nothing to do with their age, but do have a very important significance. Genesis will definitely meet Afrian again. And, they're gonna have, Shadina's gonna have some significance within that too. Don't you worry about that.
All I can say is dun dun dun.
I know Shadina's gonna deal with another arc later on in the future that we have planned.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what 75 asked to Firestar, is Maria alive in the Mobifall universe, or is she still dead?
She dead. She hella dead. She's been dead for 93 years. She big dead.
If he's dead. So we're at an hour 54, so I think it'll probably be a good time to go ahead and end the stream right here. What do you think?
That sounds good to me.
Alrighty. So hopefully you all have enjoyed the stream here. And also, plus, you guys have been a little bit more enlightened with the Mobifall universe. If y'all like what you saw, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to Chris's channel, Chaos to the Protectors. I know he already ended his side, but still, subscribe to him anyways. And give him loops too. And don't forget to subscribe to Eclipse the Darkling and Co. here, the main proprietor of the AMA, like Pat told me. And also, you have any last words you want to say before we end the stream?
Keep in mind, 15 and 16 will be a very important number. Remember that.
But at any rate, though,